preseason. Let's go.
Yeah. Go. Live and direct. Something new and something old. It's Dog and Dave. It's something new for you guys. Buff them up live stream. Big Dog Chico, right. David Talks Buff. We got Bird's Eye View also. Shout out to Adam Mustard Tiger and the whole crew, man. Everybody we've been doing things with in the past. Shout out to Dukes the Scoop, Uncle Neely. You know what we about to do, man. We about to talk to Colorado Buffaloes football. And we got to talk about the Buffs that's in the NFL also. So let's get into it, man.
Chico, Chico, I just got to say, man, it's, you know, football season's back, man. When we got Dog and Dave and the friends, I love it. And I don't mean to hijack the show, but I just got to ask you, is this the first preseason game you've ever had butterflies for? What is wrong with me? That's how I feel about it, man.
This is the first preseason game that's probably going to be damn near sold out. And definitely it's going to be plenty of people watching it because it's Shedeur versus Jimmy, essentially, man. Two Buffs, two of the most watched players on the Buffs going head to head. Man, you got to be excited about this one as I put my shades on also.
Oh yeah, you're looking good.
How excited are you about the game?
I'll tell you
in less than an hour now.
I'll tell you, Chico, I'm this excited. I am perspiring like crazy.
Already?
If we could get an Old Spice sponsorship for this show, that would be great because, I mean, I'm nervous. I'm excited. I got a lot of nervous energy around this thing. You know the Browns, man. They're incompetent, but if the Browns are going to find their franchise quarterback, man, it's going to be in the most Browns way possible. Like, that's what I've been saying. So I just hope he goes out, performs well. This performance is going to be absolutely overanalyzed and criticized, but man, I'm calling it. 2 touchdowns, 200 yards. He's going to play most of the game, so I think he should be able to flash what we've seen, and he elevates everybody around him, man.
You said 2 touchdowns, 200 yards?
Yeah.
I was going to ask that question later on in the show, you know, our predictions for it, but hey, that's it, right? 2 touchdowns, 200 yards. I like that, Dave. That's nice and safe for Shedeur, you know, in a preseason game also, because you got to expect them to be running the ball too, evaluating the running backs and things of that nature. But let's keep the main thing. The fans want to see Shedeur, you know, light it up, basically. We're not sure if that's going to happen, but we know that he has the ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the fans will be excited about. So this is going to be the most watched preseason game I can think of in the last forever, really.
Dude, I got my wife caring about preseason football. Do you understand how insane that is?
Dave, let me tell you something. There's a lot of people, wives, caring about preseason football with Shedeur Sanders playing right now, dog. We just got to take it on the chin on that one. You know what I mean? A lot of people,
dude, I'll tell you, man,
do it like this right here.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. Prime, he has saved, I think, a lot of marriages, man, because I mean, so many more women are into watching everything Buffs related, man. It's
right.
been amazing the last few years. You know, my wife never watched football with me before Prime came to see you, man. It's changed everything.
That's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. You know, it's helping out relationships across the board. It's helping people go to the doctor, as we saw Coach Prime urge men to do, go to the doctor. That's a good thing. You know, I found out I was 20 pounds down since January. So I've been cutting out the fast food, been eating right, living right, trying to get right, trying to get my guns back. I got water guns, but I'm trying to get some big guns back. But other than that, we could talk about some the real Colorado football. 20 pounds down, Dave. Yeah.
Dude, congrats, man.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. So we had the Buffs media day today, man. We went 3 hours, 3 hours on a morning run, and it was a great production, great thing that we did. We talked to a lot of great players, man, that they have this year. I just want to get you guys' perspective. You cover the Colorado Buffaloes like none other. You, Birds, that's why we got together to do this. Can you tell us your perspective on the Buffs this upcoming season, and then we'll get into some specific position battles.
Yeah. I think that what I took away from today's media day one of the things Coach Prime first talked about was how much faster this team is, like collectively, from what the team 2 years ago and last year was as well. I think we got speed at every position now, which is awesome. And I don't feel like he's BSing this. I feel like you can kind of tell, man, when these guys are talking about these position groups, how they feel about it. And I think it confirms a lot of like what we've seen so far in the offseason and in fall camp. I think we got speed everywhere. And that's going to be very important in the Big 12, man, to have speed, especially at the linebacker position. We'll get into that. I think is absolutely crucial. And I think we still got plenty of speed at the skill positions. And I also thought this was interesting. Ryan Staub was asked about some of the position groups, and he talked about the offensive line, and you could just see it in his eyes, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking with conviction about how much better this offensive line group is. And I think Prime said we got, 8-9 quality guys? I think this is the first time he's talked about the offensive line in that manner, right? Right, Big Dog?
Like that. And that's probably the group that I'm just as excited about with the defensive line. The guys in the trenches all the time. I might sound like a broken record, but that's because, it's so important. It's vital to the team's success. And the guys that he's brought in, like you said, they're 8-10 deep now. And for Prime to say that, he's not just going to say it, for him to go on record and say that, he has to be confident in these guys. You have the returners, of course, Phillip Houston, Tyler Brown, big Kareem Harden, who's really improved this year. But then you have guys who coming in like Zarian McGill, Manata Mani, Big Zai, Yaya's improving, Carday coming in as a freshman. Those guys, Xavier Hill, especially playing next to Jordan Seaton. Those guys, man, have experience and a lot of game time, starting games in the past. So, and highly productive guys who had high PFF transfer grades also. So you got guys who coming in not hoping that they could play, knowing that they could play. Yeah. You got it on film.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you have to be excited about that, man. We're going to run the football. Let's get into the running backs, man, with Coach Marshall Faulk, of course, and the guys that you were excited about back there. First of all, what do you think about Coach Faulk?
Dude, he is such a godsend. Are you kidding me? Big Dog, he's the answer to so many prayers we've had. I feel like, again, thank you everybody who's been on the staff, in the past, but we needed to up where we were at, man, with this running back room. And you heard Michael Welch talk about this. I think it was on Monday, Chico, when he was saying just the level of detail that Marshall Faulk has been able to provide. It's just on another level in terms of the coaching that he's gotten before. So he said, hey, he's changing the way we're lining up. He's changing our path. I feel like I'm becoming a more patient runner under him. And I think we're just scratching the surface with a guy like Michael Welch last year, that's his baseline, 4.3 yards a carry when we're not running the ball. Again, I'm not saying he's going to go and win the Doak Walker Award list, but I did find that to be encouraging that both him and Dallin Hayden were put on that watch list, being the worst rushing team in college football last year. I think that they got an idea, Doak Walker Award. They got an idea that these guys are going to be utilized more. And I think it would just be great to see one of these guys break out. Marshall Faulk is such a godsend. Track Hawk, can we talk about him for a minute, man?
Yes, indeed.
We haven't had a guy with that kind of speed since Dylan.
You can say Dylan Edwards.
Yeah, Dylan Edwards. I wanted to call him Dylan Sanders for some reason, man. Why am I doing that? But coming up from Incarnate Word, he's probably the back that's had the most touches in college football on the roster right now. I don't know if he'll be our starting running back, but I mean, you saw him make a catch, whether it was this morning or yesterday, I forget. 30, 40 yards down the field, you can spread him out as long as you just get him in space. It's going to be fun to see him, man. So I feel good about the the main four running backs that we got. Again, you're not bringing in Marshall Faulk to not give his position group the ball, man. And
exactly.
With media
have
day,
them shine.
Oh, sorry, Chico.
No, go ahead. piggyback on what you were saying right there. Emphasize what you said. I'm the hype man right now. Go ahead.
Well, I'll say this: the quarterbacks also spoke today, and again, you can tell it with the conviction that they say it. It's like, we got a new offensive philosophy. We are going to run the ball. You're seeing it with the play designs,
Right.
and again, you've seen it in the practice videos that have been put out. Man, it's going to be a fun offense to watch, man, and I think it's going to look a lot different than what we've seen, and rightfully so.
I really think so. Also, 179 carries and 9 touchdowns, 1,000 yards on the ground, 34 receptions, 234 yards and 1 touchdown through the air for DeKalon Taylor at Incarnate Word. So I'm excited to see what he could bring too. He's former slot receiver. I spoke to him today, and he's excited about what Marshall Faulk can help him, in that passing game also. He has the hands. Now you got a guy like Marshall Faulk, who is really known for that out of the backfield, being your coach. That's going to be big time right there. I think he's going to add another dynamic to the offense, and I'm excited about the quarterbacks too. But shout out to you saw Simeon Price make a big play, a big run at practice. He can be explosive.
Yes.
Shout out to DK, Hayden, and once again Michael Welch. Man, those guys right there. That's a 4-headed Mount Rushmore monster running back depth chart right there that you can have for the Buffs. Excited about those guys. Let's move to the quarterbacks now. We talked to Kaidon Salter and Julian Lewis. Salter, two different type of quarterbacks now, Dave. This guy can really run the ball. He likes to do that triple option.
Yes.
What are you excited about seeing that at practice?
Man, it is, right now, Pat Shermer, I'm calling him Picasso Shermer, Pat Picasso Shermer, man, because I think he's going to be able to be creative with this run game, and that's what we're seeing. Salter talked about it media day, just how he's integrated a lot of those running plays from Liberty into what we're doing on the offense. And again, having a real running threat at quarterback, it's just going to open up things so much for the rest of the running backs as well. I know that this might be a little of a hot take, but he's done it before, at Liberty. But I think that there are pretty decent odds that Kaidon Salter might be the guy to reach 1,000 yards on the ground for the Buffs with the offense that they're designing. So again, it's going to be different with how we move the ball, but I think it's going to be incredibly exciting.
I think Salter's going to have a lot of long runs where, like he said today, not afraid to go out of bounds to take that first down. Kind of like you see Patrick Mahomes do. You always see him running down the field and nobody's around him. You're like, how did he get free like that, dog? It's the line, it's the formations, it's the deception with the football in the backfield, faking it here, running it there, the quick passes from all different angles. That's what I think we'll see from Salter this year. That's a whole different dynamic than what we've seen at Colorado in the past couple of seasons, with Shedeur Sanders being more traditional. He could definitely make plays outside of the pocket, but we knew he was going to, like Coach Prime said today, he was going to step back there and slang that thing and find a way to get up out of there. With Salter, it's more of the defense has to realize these guys can come right downhill and smack you in the mouth with this big offensive line and these multiple running backs that you'll have in the backfield.
Yeah. I don't know if you were able to catch any of the Seahawks-Raiders game yesterday, but Jalen Milroe showed some good examples of this yesterday with just him being there as a running threat. When you're running some of these zone reads, again, it just opens things up so much more for the running backs. And I when the season concludes, I expect us not to be saying we're the worst rushing team in college football, man. I would imagine, man, we could be in the I think at the very least in the top half of the conference, right? We should be if we're winning these football games. At the least,
I would say the top 3. I would look around and not be really intimidated by many other teams out there. So definitely top 3. The potential that this team has, I'm excited, man. Offensive line, some big boys, running backs, quarterbacks. Let's go to the wide receiver. Well, before we get to wide, let's go tight ends, man.
Okay.
We've seen tight end make some plays out there with Big Zach, and we got some improvements there, but we also bringing back Big Savell Smalls. He was former 5-star defensive end, moving over to tight end once again. Got another year under his belt there. what are you expecting to see from Savell Smalls and the other tight ends right there?
Right now, I think I would expect Savell to mainly kind of be used how he's been used in the past, helping with the running game, maybe using some of those twin tight end sets. But I want to see some more Zach Atkins, man. I'm going to be honest. I feel like he's kind of played all throughout the different teams right now that we've been able to see in fall camp. But I like the way he gets downfield, man, and I think he can block as well. Not the biggest receiving production coming up from Division II, right? You're not always going to get these gunslingers in Division II football, man. They're going to be able to hit those throws downfield like that. I've liked some of the catches and routes that we've seen him run downfield and be a nice red zone threat for us, man. Like like we don't need like 1,000 yards out of him or anything like that. But if he could be like a legit threat, somebody that can get out of his breaks or get out of his stance in line, get downfield quickly, and then also be used as kind of like a big slot guy, I think that's going to cause some issues for defense considering the guys that we got on the outside. What do you think?
About the big Colorado and the homegrown guy, Big Zane?
Oh, dude.
6'6". We saw him on Darius' page. He says he's 18 years old, man. 6'6", 260 pounds. Goodness gracious,
dude! I want to see Big Zane on the field. He's been the one guy I'm like, I think as like a true freshman. Well, there are a couple guys I think are going to get time as a true freshman, but I could definitely see a path to where he's getting substantial amount of snaps by the end of the year. Again, 18 years old. We're just scratching the surface with where he's at physically. I think he's number 83. I haven't like seen him a ton in terms of like the practice footage that we've seen published. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he is someone that I'm still keeping my eye on. 18 years old, 260 whatever pounds, and can run.
Man. He kind of moves like a wide receiver out there.
Yeah.
You know, from what I've seen, he and I like Big Zach. I like Charlie and Brady. So,
yeah,
you know, we got a nice quartet right there. I think it's the correct word to say.
Yeah.
Uncle Neely's not on here to get on me, so we're not worried about it. You know, with me and Dave, we're going to, that's the right word. That's right.
I ain't going to throw no shots to Uncle Neely. I'm not going to do that.
No, Uncle Neely, my dog, for sure. He wouldn't let that slide. Terrell Timmons. We see him with like the injured jersey on, the no contact jersey on. Not sure exactly what he's working his way back from. I can ask about that, but the other wide receivers, man, got so much talent in that room. Who are your favorite ones that have come over this season? Not returners, but newcomers.
Newcomers. Okay. Probably the guy. I mean, we were all expecting, to see something, but I think that he's surpassed my expectations like so far. And that is coming from the fighting camels of Campbell, Sincere Brown. Sorry. Yes. I want to say Simeon Price. Sincere Brown. He's looked awesome, and I think he's developing chemistry with both of the quarterbacks, which is great to see. But you've seen him have some fantastic catches in coverage, in good coverage, and also being able to separate. I think that his route tree is like you would expect to have an older guy come in here. I think it's pretty developed, and so if he can establish himself as like a legit other go-to guy along with Omarion Miller, man, it's going to be beautiful to watch. But I feel like he's been coming down with everything that's been thrown his way, and
big target.
Yeah, like end zone stuff, red zone stuff, post routes, hitches, like really anything, man. You can have him run successfully. So what, did he have 1,000 yards last year at Campbell?
Man, yeah. In his final season, played all 12 games and led the team with 61 receptions, 1,028 yards, and 12 receiving touchdowns. First team All-CAA in 2024. I like what I heard him say on one of the video. I don't know whether it was Well Off or Reach the People, but you could hear him saying that, hey, man, a lot of people look at me and look at my frame. Like I said, 6'5", about 190, 200 pounds. and they'll think what? Deep threat. He's going deep. He can only run a post route or a go route, but he prides himself on running those hitches, those hook routes, those comebacks, those crossing routes, those intermediate routes, other than just going deep down the field. And that's what I like about Sincere. He's aware of what the defense may think of him, and he could play off of that.
Yes. It's going to be huge, man, to have him here. I think that he is going to have a big role for the team. And I've also been impressed with what we've seen from JoJo Williams too. Like, yep. I think we're just as deep. Maybe not exactly the amount of experience we have coming into this year compared to last year. It's not as high, like just in terms of production, but the room's as talented as ever, I think.
Yeah. Mansfield Summit came from Tulsa, Texas boy once again.
Yeah.
87 transfer rating from 247 Sports. Played in all 12 games during his freshman season, started 5. This kid right here has a lot of talent. Like you said, we've seen it on film. He's a go up and get it type guy, former basketball player, as he said, and explosive. That's what I think about, explosion, when I think about him. And that's, if you have him as a second string, because let's say if Omarion's first string, that guy got to be first string right there too. So you have Omarion first string, JoJo Williams, and Draylon Miller in the slot. That's big time right there. And you could plug and play Sincere Brown at any of one of those spots. Hell, Sincere might be over JoJo since he's the grad guy and JoJo is the sophomore, with the high ceiling. So once again, man, talent all over and across the board for Colorado, Coach Prime and staff. Man, that's a good shout out to Corey Phillips and his recruit staff. Also D-Box and everybody else who's doing recruit for Colorado. They're really, really, making it hard right there, man. Somebody said BiggDoggChico put in work. Oh, now to you, Jay Lee, Tyree, Northside, Miss Dawn Duncan in the building. Everybody else, man, checking in. We appreciate y'all. Sugar. Oh, now this will be running live on Dave's page. Also, y'all make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to his channel right now, David Talks Buffs, and also Bird's Eye View. You will have him on here too. You can't forget about my main man, Adam Mustanger at buffstampede.com. Of course, with our Buff 'em updates. This Buff 'em up live stream, baby.
David Spam the channels, baby.
Spam the channels for real. Put a W in the chat right now. Let me know where you're listening in from. Hakeem Williams might be dangerous too. And when asked about who's my favorite player coming in on the morning run, I said this kid right here. I said Hakeem Williams. You got to be excited about just his profile, his physical size, 6'2", 220. Like this guy's, he remind me of AJ Brown with the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what I look at. And he's one of the best receivers in the league, if not the best. And I look at a big physical wide receiver from Florida State. Didn't really do exactly what he wanted to do. Played in 17 games across 2 seasons at Florida State, 21 receptions, 267 yards. One of those guys who a coach would look at and say, hey, man, I can make you a cold-blooded Shannon Sharp type tight end. At the end of the day, he could be one of those guys. I think he's that physical. Hakeem Williams.
Mm-hmm. And are they lying about that 6'2"? Because I feel like him and Sincere, man, these guys are the biggest guys in the room. Like they make I'm not trying to throw any shade on Omarion because he's that guy, but I feel like he makes Omarion just kind of look a little bit smaller than what you'd expect, man. This guy's an absolute tank, and at least in the little bit that we saw at Florida State, you get him running downfield, man, it's over. So I hope that this is the fresh start that or the new start that he's needed. You see this help younger players all the time when they decide to make a change. So Jason Phillips has done a phenomenal job. I don't see why you want to get developed here, right? We just saw what LeJontay Wester did last night.
LeJontay Wester, man. Shout out to LeJontay Wester, LJ Dub, big time 87-yard punt return. 3 returns, 104 yards and a touchdown. 2 receptions, 41 yards. He led the receivers in yards also and catches. Yeah. So I think he definitely made the squad last night. Because if you could provide something on special teams, and still be productive on offense, dog. You on my squad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was the way he was getting those catches too, and even the non-targets, man, he was just getting open. He was
Yeah,
separating.
it's about getting open, getting that separation. You're exactly right.
Mhm.
Dang, dog. So a guy who reminds me of LeJounte is Quinn Gibson.
Yes.
He could be in that LeJounte mode. 5'9", 155. Cornell Farrakhan also 6'1", 180. Freshman coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Really productive guy in high school. Isaiah Hodge,
Oh,
Swiss Army knife, gray
yeah.
jersey. He made a diving catch the other day.
This is
Talk
his
to me
year.
about what he can provide. This is year?
I think so, man. As like a dark horse contributor on the offense, like I see Harge being that guy. Now I know Hystera, some other guys like might have something to say about that, but man, I really like Isaiah Harge, man. The little that we've seen him on the field, he was always doing stuff.
Oh.
Like why can't we just get him on the field a little bit more?
Right. Always doing stuff. I like that. And I saw him make a catch from the backfield on one of the videos, and that shows me that the coaches are looking at, like you just said, get him on the field somewhere. And if one guy might be lacking in the backfield and receiving, put Harge back there. If one guy might be lacking running their routes, making catches at wide receiver, put Harge back there. If one guy's on defense, not covering correctly, man, put gray jersey back there, please. Plug him and play him. He's like a utility player in baseball. And those guys are very valuable.
Yeah. And then I also wanted to hit on, like, this is my hot take, I think, for the offense, Chico, is that Draylon Miller will actually lead the team in receiving. And I think some of that is like contingent on like him developing more as a route runner. And I think that we've seen him, run some different routes compared to like what he was asked to do last year in his true freshman year. You know, you're seeing some of those more longer developing routes, posts, digs, outs. I'm interested to see how they use him this year, but I think it's going to be a little bit more diversified with what we've seen. Of course, the stuff at or behind the line of scrimmage, he's going to absolutely dominate at. But if he can develop downfield, the downfield route running more, I think he's going to be really, really hard to keep covered.
Yeah, I like that. But I think his strength, like you're saying, underneath routes, give it to him quick, let him run, get yards after the catch. I think the way that meshes with their other receivers, man, it's damn near like a perfect fit because Sincere can go get it up top. JoJo can go get it up top. You have in the same mode as him, Quentin Gibson, who can go in and spell Draylon Miller. And also Quentin, I think he has that top end speed that he can run those deep routes very well and get a lot of yards after the catch and yards, catch some balls, deep balls down the field is what I'm trying to say. If I can get it out. So him also, man, a lot of guys at that wide receiver position. We're gonna get into defense on the next show for sure. We're gonna also get our depth chart. We're gonna give a Georgia Tech look and preview also. So stay tuned, man. We got a lot of things coming. I joked around and said before the show, hey, we might only have 46 people watching us on this first show. So don't worry, you know what I mean? And we had 46 at one point, I think, on the dot, no more.
Yeah. We gotta start.
Got to start somewhere.
We got to start doing the massive, crazy hot takes, right? To generate that's what we got to do, right?
Okay. We got 3 minutes of hot takes right now coming up from Dave and Chico.
Hot takes. Every single kickoff will be a touchback this year in Boulder. That's what I'm saying.
I like that. Hot take. Mata will have a field goal make of over 49 yards.
Oh, shoot. That's a very hot take.
Shout out to my main man, Mata Man.
All right.
49 yards.
Man, this hot take here. Hot take. Carter Stoutmeyer All conference, baby. Everybody's going to get mad about me saying that. Give me a second or first team all conference safety, man. Everybody's going to lose their mind. You saw Coach Prime back up his guy today in media day, man. Carter, the fan base, they just got to find that one safety to just scapegoat, man. I guess that role's gone from Shiloh to Carter, but he's doing great with it, man. Now go out and get all conference, baby.
Hot take. Colorado Buffaloes will lead the conference. In rushing this season, dog.
Oh my God.
In rushing this season. I'm factoring in my quarterback. I'm factoring in the running backs. I'm factoring in the fact that we know we have to run the football, dog. I'm factoring in the fact that we'll be up in ball games and we have to run the clock out. Give me leading the conference.
Beautiful.
In rushing.
Beautiful. Well, then I'll say this. If we're leading the conference in rushing, Big Dog, then we're definitely winning the conference.
Easy. Let's go. You ain't lying. You ain't lying about that.
Yeah, man. No doubt, man. If we're leading the conference in rushing, it's over.
Big 12 championship, dog. So, hey, Colorado Buffaloes, look out for them, dog. We right here. We got their back. We ride with Coach Prime. We are Dub CP up in here. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all stay tuned, man. We got more shows kicking off. Dave, let them know where they can find you at and other shows that they can see you on right now.
David Talks Buffs. Hit that bell so you know when I decide to go live. I'm pretty bad with the schedule, but Big Dog's got me locked in on Friday afternoons. And David Talks Sports on Twitter and now on TikTok. Mainly posting highlight videos. It's been a lot of fun, man, trying to get into that. So follow me on TikTok. It would be a great help as I'm trying to gain my presence on there.
That's right. Follow me on TikTok also, BiggDoggChico on there and on all platforms, matter of fact. Follow our dog, Bird's Eye View. You see it right there. And everybody else that we have something to do with, mess with them, collaborate with them, watch their content, share their content, and know that we're going to keep bringing you some things that you can love to watch on this internet called YouTube thing right here. Other than that, we're going to be up and about here, dog. I'm not going to string along this show like I do the other one.
Dude, it's all good, man.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all. We're going to bring more updates later on.
Sco Buffs.
Live stream. Sco Buffs, baby.